Welcome back to the Man Cave with Big Kev. Alright guys, today I'm going to be going over my EDC knife that I got for Father's Day. So stick around and we'll get into it. Alright, so today we're going over my Gerber, which I got for Father's Day. I've got a list here, and we'll go over a few of the features, and we'll start with the brand, which is, like I just said, it's a Gerber. It was on the shelf for $40, but I did get a discount on it with the cooker because I had a budget and he was happy to meet it. It's got a serrated blade, so it's half serrated. We'll get some close-up photos of it, and the rest of it's flat. It's got a skeleton frame, which I really do like because if you're using it for prolonged periods, your hand's not going to get sweaty. There's plenty of airflow through it, which is really good. It's obviously camo because I have a thing for camo. The frame lock is really cool. It is obviously a line lock setup, but it's actually with the frame. So we'll get a close-up of it in the photos, but this half of the frame here is actually bent in, flexed in, and that's the actual line lock. So I thought that was really neat. I really like that feature. Stainless steel screws, and they're star head screws all the way around, even on the clip. It has a pocket clip which is quite strong. It's very nice, and it's got the thumb notches. Now it is a new knife and it is a little bit stiff, and it doesn't really flick out if you just use the thumb notch. But if you hold it right, then right at the peak here, if you get your thumb and middle finger and just pull it out, because it does sort of lock into place, then you can just use the thumb notch to flick it out. So it is good for one hand once you get used to it, and you know that it's not going to open up on you in your pocket or anything like that and then stab you when you're trying to get it out. So that's pretty much the features of it. I don't know what kind of steel the blade is. I don't know the carbon content or if it's stainless or whatever it is, and I'm not real good on steel either. I don't have any sort of knowledge on what steels are what, so that's something to learn as well. It wasn't really the ideal knife that I was after. I wasn't really after something tactical looking, like a black, funky looking tactical blade. I wanted something. I was looking for something online with a glass breaker and a seatbelt cutter on it, just so it had that multi-tool sort of look to it and feel to it. So that if I did get pulled up by the police, and it's just it's a multi-tool survival thing, and maybe they would sort of let it go a bit easier. But check your state legislation, because in Queensland it is legal to carry a penknife or a Swiss Army knife on your person, except for at schools, I think it is, unless you've got a genuine reason to have one there. Look it up, and a penknife is described as a blade that folds into the handle. Obviously you're not going to go anything too big, but something practical like this. I wasn't really keen on the serrated edge as well, but it was the day before Father's Day. I needed a knife, and the opportunity come up. So, but I am really happy with the knife. It is a fantastic knife. Don't get me wrong. It's very sturdy. The blade does not wiggle in there at all. So it's very, very well made. It's not too heavy. It's well balanced. It's just, it feels really good in the hand. Even with that belt clip there, it's very nice to hang on to. So for prolonged use, it's going to be comfortable. I haven't used it long term, so I don't know if there's really any hot spots. I may have a bit of an issue with the raising the belt clip there. I'm not too sure, but I'm not going to be using it for extreme situations or putting extreme pressures on it. So the blade was sharp when I got it, but not super sharp. I did have a go at sharpening it myself. I'm no expert at sharpening knives, and that's one thing that I really do want to learn. But I did attempt to put an edge on it. So that's why I'm not too sure about the serrated edge. But yeah, it's got a nice edge on it. It's sharp enough for what I need it for at the moment, but until I learn how to sharpen knives properly, like I've even got a Lansky sharpening kit, and I would really just like to learn how to use it properly to get the best out of my knives, because, you know, see, that's not fantastic. So yeah, it's not fantastic, but like I said, I'm learning, and that's one thing that I would really like to learn, and that's how to sharpen a knife super sharp. Because in my opinion, if you're going to have a knife, it should be very sharp. There's no use having a blunt knife that can cause you to put more force on whatever you're cutting. If it doesn't cut, it's going to slip, and if it slips, it can really hurt someone or yourself. So I highly recommend learning how to sharpen a knife properly. Also, in my opinion, I think you should have a minimum 2 knives. A folding knife for your everyday carry. You can have multiple knives, 2 as one, 1 as none. If you lose one, you've still got one. So so you have a good folding knife for a couple, and a fixed blade, a decent fixed blade with a relatively large blade on it. I probably wouldn't go any less than 6-inch or 5-inch, around that area, just so that you can baton wood with it as well. Nice thick blade, 4mm, 5mm would be good, but that's something I'm working on. I've got a fishing knife, but it's really not ideal. I really want to learn how to sharpen knives, because the fishing knife has got a really dull edge on it, and I've tried and failed. So if anyone's willing to teach me how to sharpen a knife, jam me up in the comments. All right, so that's the Gerber. I'll get some close-ups, put some music to it, and you can bask in the glory. Thank you very much. Don't forget, at the end of the video, I'll post a subscribe button and a couple of videos that I've previously done. And until the next video, thank you very much, and I'll see you later.